Hey everyone, it's Nicole again, and this is Rusteen.
Hello.
And we are going to talk about all the movies that we watched in the month of October.
It's a lot of movies. It's 12 movies. That's like 3 movies a week.
Yeah,
it's too many.
It's about
movies.
right, yeah. So the first one we actually watched it in September, but I forgot to talk about it. So we're going to talk about that one first, and that is King of New York.
That's by Abel Ferrara.
Who made Miss 45, which is one of my favorite movies ever. And this one is about a drug kingpin who's played by Christopher Walken, and he returns to New York City after being in jail for a while.
Very cool, like, crime movie where he's trying to do some good.
The next movie we watched was a rewatch for both of us. I think only your second time. And that is Mean Girls.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want to talk about Doug Benson?
This was for Benson Interruption, who's a comedian here in LA, and he hosts interruptions of movies where him and all his comedian friends get together and make fun of the movie while it's playing, but because this was Mean Girls, it was more of an appreciation.
Yeah.
Not much interrupting, but Tim Meadows was there.
Yeah, he plays the principal in Mean Girls. I don't think we need to explain what Mean Girls is about. The next one we watched was Under the Shadow, which is an Iranian horror movie. And it's about a mother and her young daughter, and they are living in Iran in, like, what year was it?
It's like the 70s or 80s.
Yeah.
No, the 80s, I think.
It's the 80s, yeah. And it's, like, lots of bombs going off. Tehran is, like, very dangerous at the time, and her husband, who's a doctor, gets sent off to a war zone, and they're kind of left alone in the house. And everyone's leaving the city, and a bomb falls into, like, one of their neighbors' apartments, and then stuff starts getting real creepy.
Mm-hmm. They get haunted by some evil monsters.
Yeah.
And it really felt like The Babadook.
Yeah.
Which was, like, a pretty good movie. Came out last year.
Just a very straightforward haunting movie.
Yeah, they get haunted, they try not to be haunted, and then they keep being haunted. And it's scary the whole way through.
Super scary. People were screaming.
Lots of screaming. Nicole was jumping at toast.
I did jump
Literally
at toast.
Jumped at some toast, which was pretty good.
It was good. Maggie, come here.
Come here, Maggie.
Come here. I don't know if she can...
Don't know if you're all able to see little Maggie here.
I've showed her before.
I know.
She's so cute. Huh?
She's just gonna take a seat now.
Yeah.
Just sit here with us.
The next movie we watched was Enter the 36th Chamber, and there was a live score by RZA, who's from the Wu-Tang Clan. Yeah.
This is like classic martial arts kung fu movie, like one of the best ones to see.
It's RZA's, like, one of his favorite movies, and it's, like, inspired their first album. Right?
The first album is literally called Enter the 36th Chamber, like from this movie.
Yeah. And this one is about a young man whose town is being terrorized by the local government, and they murder his father, and he decides to take revenge by becoming a kung fu master, which is always fun.
And he gets good at it. It was our first time seeing it, and so I don't know what the regular score of the movie is, but I kind of only want to watch it with Wu-Tang songs.
It was really great.
It's a pretty good combo.
The next movie we watched is Something Wicked This Way Comes, which is based on a Ray Bradbury novel, right? It's one of his only
He
novels.
wrote it first as a movie, but then it became a book first, and then they made it into a movie.
And it's from the time when Disney was doing, like, really scary children's movies, like Escape from Witch Mountain. And it's about a mysterious circus that arrives in the middle of the night in a small town. Yeah.
I did not like this movie very much.
Oh, you didn't like it?
It was okay.
Yeah.
It was like a Disney movie, like an old... It wasn't great, but there were, like, interesting parts to it.
Alright, and the next movie is one that probably most of you know and are excited about, and that's A Monster Calls, which is directed by J.A. Boyena. And that is based on Patrick Ness's book, which I'm sure lots of people have read. I'm sure everyone knows what the book is about. I think the movie might differ slightly in terms of plot, but it's about a young boy whose mother is dying from cancer, and then this giant tree person comes to help him deal with his feelings. Yeah.
It had a pretty cool mix of like practical and CGI. The
Yeah.
director was there,
Oh, yeah,
and they had a little Q&A.
He seemed cool.
He was talking about how they had the real like feet and head and arms for the tree monster, but then they would like kind of do CGI over it, which I like actually because it gives the actors something to act against, but then you still get like that high def CGI. So overall it worked well. Very sad. Everybody was
Sad.
was crying.
We've never been in a theater where just like literally everyone is crying around you. It was fun. Well, you didn't cry because you're weird.
I'm a monster.
Yeah. Well, speaking of monsters, the next movie is Shin Godzilla. Possibly, is it your favorite movie of this year?
It definitely like left a very big impact on my psyche. I really liked last year's Godzilla movie, or was it 2 years ago?
3 years.
3 years ago, shit. I really liked the American Godzilla movie that came out, but this one was cool because
it's a new Godzilla movie and it's from Japan.
It's like a reboot. It's like Godzilla Resurgence is what it's called.
That's what Shin means or something.
And it was cool because like Godzilla's like this freak mutant monster. There's a lot of Japanese memes about Shin Godzilla because his first form that you see him in is actually kind of adorable.
Yeah, it's like
and
a
there's
cute little chicken.
If any of you have seen it, I definitely recommend taking a dive into Japanese Twitter and finding all the Shin Godzilla memes because they're really cute.
Yeah. Okay, so the next movie we watched is one that we've been wanting to watch for a while. That is Santa Sangre by Alejandro Jodorowsky. This was our first Jodorowsky movie. We saw the documentary about his Dune that he was trying to make. I don't really know how to describe this movie, or any Jodorowsky movie probably, but it's about a circus family, and there's the young son of the circus runner and like one of the trapeze artists, and something happens, and then it gets really weird.
He's
spooky.
like, yeah.
I don't want to describe too much because I went into it not knowing anything, and it was great.
He's all about like symbols and visuals.
Yeah.
So you really get these images that get burned into your brain and they don't go away.
Yeah. Very bloody. It like definitely felt like a horror movie from like it was like 80s.
It's like
90s.
His version of a horror movie, definitely.
Yeah, which was fun. And the next movie was Cronos by Guillermo del Toro. At the LACMA in LA, they're doing a Guillermo del Toro exhibit, and they're playing all of his movies this month and next month, so that was part of it. And Chronos is about this antique collector who finds this weird beetle, and yeah, I mean, I don't know if I want to say what happens with the beetle, but...
He finds like an ancient artifact with the key to immortal life.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really know what it is, and he gets stalked by some people who do know what it is and are looking for it.
Young Ron Perlman speaking bad Spanish.
Bad Spanish.
Yeah, and they're trying to get him.
He is not fluent.
Yeah, but Guillermo del Toro is just so good at telling fairy tales. Like, I love his fairy tales. They're always fun. Next movie, well, we watched 2 movies together. There's this comedian person.
I'd say he's more of like a director.
Yeah.
His name's Rob Schrab.
Yeah, he directed, well, he is directing the second Lego movie.
And he created Scud the Disposable Assassin, which is like a indie 90s comic book.
Yeah. So he does this thing, I think this is his 3rd or 4th one?
3rd.
Where he is like a pretend horror host. Like when they used to do like horror hosts on cable TV, and they would just play shortened, terrible horror movies. This month he did 2 movies. One of them was horrible and one was alright. The first one was Moontrap, which is about robots on the moon that want human flesh.
It had Walter Koenig from Star Trek.
And he had a terrible sex scene. Or was that the other guy?
No, that was him. Okay. And then also Bruce Campbell was in there.
For a second.
But neither of them were really done any service by this movie.
What was the line they kept saying?
I won't take no shit from any machine.
It's perfect.
Something like that.
They really liked that line. But the second one we watched I liked it a lot. It was called Mosquito and an alien starship crashes into Earth, and a mosquito, like, drinks blood from the alien, and then there's giant mosquitoes that are trying to eat everyone. But it was just a fun monster movie.
Fun monsters with, like, really silly mosquito effects, where there's, like, 10 giant mosquitoes chasing people down.
Just a big-ass mosquito flying around, like, it's really funny looking, but also terrifying.
But yeah, it was really effective. It was cool. And Gunnar Hansen was in there. He is Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And he has a chainsaw at some point.
He had a chainsaw, and they had lots of jokes about it.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good.
Alright, and the last movie we watched on the day before Halloween.
Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
And it's sort of part of the Halloween franchise, but they decided, let's do something different, and we won't have Michael Myers in it. Terrible idea.
Yeah, it was a very bad movie.
Yeah. It's about an Irish town that is making masks.
It's not Irish, it's American town.
Well, they're in America, but they're all Irish. They were Irish because they were Irish witches.
That's dumb.
It's
That's like making me like this movie
mythology.
even worse.
You didn't know that?
I didn't realize they were all Irish.
That's why they had the weirdest accents.
Oh.
They were like Irish Americans.
This movie was very bad.
It was very bad. But I guess they had some, like, fun practical effects. Maybe. Yeah,
there was, like, some cool stuff that happened. I definitely got the sense that The World's End was influenced by this movie. Because for some reason there were robots in it. Even though it says Season of the Witch, but there's not a single witch in the movie.
Yeah. So what was your favorite movie? Probably Godzilla. You really liked it?
I think my favorite of all the movies, like the one I enjoyed the most, was probably Godzilla. But I think the one that, like, kind of stuck with me the longest was also Godzilla. I was gonna say a different movie, but it was also Godzilla.
Yeah. I think for me, I don't know. Maybe like a three-way tie, I'm not good at picking favorites, between King of New York, Under the Shadow, and Live from the 36th Chamber. Because they were all really fun. Alright, so those are all the movies that we watched in the month of October, all 12 of them. We should be watching some movies this month too, I think. Not as many.
We're seeing 2 movies this week.
Okay, yeah.
We're seeing a movie tonight.
We are seeing a movie.
And on Saturday.
We've seen it before.
And tomorrow! That's 3 movies, again.
Maybe we're gonna do 12 again this month.
It probably will be.
Well, maybe you'll see Rusteen again, if I can convince him to sit and talk about movies, because you hate doing that. I
hate doing that.
But yeah, thanks for sticking around, and I hope you all have a great day.
Bye!